Hi, my name is Henry, and boy, video game collector's editions. Whenever there's a huge controversy surrounding a video game, 7 times out of 10 it tends to be because of the collector's editions. Collector's editions don't sound that bad in concept. They tend to come with some extra content as well as a little statue or something like that. What's not to love, right? Well, most of the time, the companies end up fucking it up. Whether it be because of the collector's edition being poorly made, or because it's just an uninteresting product, or other reasons, if there's gonna be an absolutely terrible part of a video game, it's gonna be the collector's edition. Yet the corporate lizard people keep on making them, so chances are we've got a lot more terrible products to come. Well, that's enough of an introduction for me. Now let's talk about the worst collector's edition. Starting us off, it's the Final Fantasy XIV Japanese Collector's Edition. Now, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan, cause I'm not a fucking nerd, but the fanbase is pretty damn big, so I'm guessing it's a good game series. So if the games are good, then that must mean the Collector's Edition must be good too, right? Right? Oh, hey, it actually is pretty good. The contents of it being a keychain, behind-the-scenes DVD, artwork, and even a tumbler. I'm wondering why I put this on the list. Well, time to drink some apple juice out of this thing. Now that was refreshing. Now I should probably move on before... Oh, what the fuck just happened to me? Oh, wait, what's this? Do not fill the product with the following materials: salt and solid materials, carbonated beverages, milk or other dairy beverages, fruit juices, etc. Well, that would have been nice to know. Yes, apparently the people who made this collector's edition seem to not be too qualified in the art of making a fucking cup, as the only 2 beverages that you can drink out of this thing is water and tea. Anything else is not recommended. Ha! Take that, Japan. Hope you enjoy your tumblers that you can't even drink apple juice from. But moving on from that, let's talk about Panty Party? Panty Party is a game, apparently. It seems to be a battle shooter weeaboo game in which you play as a pair of sentient panties fighting other pairs of sentient panties. What can I say? I've never seen a game with such a good concept. And if a game ever deserved a collector's edition, then by golly, Panty Party sure as hell did. Artwork? You betcha. Karaoke disc? Couldn't live without it. A pair of... Oh. I mean, it delivered with what it promised. Everything that was set to come with it came with it. There weren't any manufacturing errors as far as I've researched, and nobody's personal info got leaked. More on that later. It's on here because, well, it's just weird, man. Not to mention the fact that the core audience for this game is probably a bunch of sweaty dudes who own about 5 body pillows. So the pair of panties that comes along with it doesn't have much use. Oh yeah, there's also a numbered certificate so that you know which number you are of people who decide to waste their money on a collector's edition about a game about sentient panties. Dead Island Riptide is a zombie survival game about, wait for it, zombies. With such a popular and overly regurgitated type of media such as zombies, the game did pretty well. Also, I don't regret showing that video of the dog throwing up spaghetti. And of course it would make sense to capitalize on this success with a collector's edition, but what should it be? Maybe it can be a fake version of one of the weapons in the game. Maybe it can be a small statue of one of the zombies. Or maybe it can be a mutilated, gory statue of a bikini-wearing woman's bloody amputated torso. But I'm just spitballing here. As you can imagine, the media and fans of the game were not happy at all with this, and the controversy started almost immediately after it was announced to the public. Most people and news websites called it disturbing and tasteless, and I can't necessarily say that they are wrong, cause they aren't. This was a terrible idea. And there wasn't much other things in the pack to distract from the sculpture, as it only came with the steelbook case and the occasional art book and a weapons pack. Although, to be fair, I would much rather have those things than to have to explain to anybody that comes over to my house that the statue of a woman's chopped up torso is just an innocent thing from a zombie video game.
I bet that would be a comfortable conversation to have with Grandma. Who the hell even thought this up? And even worse, who the hell okayed this and thought, yeah, this definitely will not cause a controversy? The publishers Deep Silver were quick to apologize for the whole inconvenience, yet it was still sold in the UK and Australia, cause nothing says we regret making this product like continuing to make the damn product. It's widely believed that this whole disaster was what caused Dead Island Riptide to be the last game in the series made by the company Techland, leaving Techland's license to the games deader than Dead Island 2. One day we'll get another trailer. One day. Ah boy, my hand sure is getting tired from editing this video so much. Thank goodness I can rest my hand on the mousepad I got from the Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Collector's Edition. Thanks, Dead or Alive Extreme 3. I can always count on you guys in your game with a long-ass title about video game girls with amazing personalities. Okay, I'll admit, this mousepad isn't that weird, cause I'm aware that a lot of people use mousepads similar to this one, but it's what else comes in this pack that gives it its spot in the list. It comes with a magazine that has pictures of the female characters from the video game, which usually you'd think, whatever, right? Well, apparently this magazine is fluid-proof, which means that no matter how many fluids you get on this magazine, it'll stay intact. You know, in case you ever accidentally spill a cup of water on it. Or other fluids. Like apple juice. Speaking of fluids, that's a terrible transition into the next one, which just so happens to be Call of Duty World at War. Clocking in at a pretty cheap $80 price, it comes with double experience, which also counts as my rapper name, as well as the main attraction, which is a canteen that comes with a metal case as well. How could they mess this up? Oh, it doesn't even open. Yeah, that's bad. But you might think to yourself, alright, so you can't drink out of it, but at least it makes a nice display piece, right? Well, to add insult to injury, it can't even stand up. So to put it simply, you're spending $80 for a piece of metal that can't even stand, and double experience. If they were offering triple experience, then maybe we would have a deal. But moving on, one of the most recent controversies, and quite possibly one of the most infamous Collector's Edition disasters, has got to be the Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. Although the game itself proved to be quite the glitchy and unfinished mess, Fallout fans still had hope that at the very least the Power Armor Edition would be one of the few highlights of Fallout 76, with the most wanted item of the whole bundle being the canvas bag. But when people actually got it, they were quick to realize that the most wanted item of the whole entire pack was falsely advertised. Cause the canvas bag wasn't made of canvas, but instead was made of a nylon material, which caused it to be nearly paper thin and all flimsy. But that's not even the worst part, because the canvas version of the bag was actually made. However, they didn't give it to the fans of the series who spent actual money on it. They instead gave the much superior bag out to internet influencers. The worst type of influencers. Even then, Bethesda didn't bother to make the bag look like what it was advertised to look like, but at the very least it was actually made of canvas. The outrage was, well, outrageous, with dozens of people emailing Bethesda's customer support asking why they got the Great Value brand bag instead of the bag that was advertised, and they responded with, "We are really sorry that you didn't like the bag, we truly are. We aren't planning on doing anything about it though. Okay, bye-bye." And that's barely an exaggeration of the actual email that they sent out. But wait, here comes handsome man Todd Howard with the save, because Bethesda went ahead and said, hey, we know we kinda fucked up, but we can redeem ourselves. So they made a tweet saying that anybody who bought the Power Armor Edition would get $5 worth of the in-game currency. And surprise surprise, nobody was happy nor satisfied with that. So they released a video in which they said, hey, we'll give you the real bag, just give us your personal info. And as if they couldn't make the situation any worse than it already was, they ended up accidentally releasing the personal information of everybody who gave it to them. Nice going, guys. Now, this next one isn't exactly bad, and it's not as much of a disaster as the Power Armor, but I would be caught in a lie if I said this next one wasn't absolutely batshit insane. Grid 2, from what I've heard, seems to be a pretty standard racing game, and it leaves many possibilities for what the Collector's Edition can be. Maybe a figurine of a racer, maybe a steering wheel cover, or maybe an entire fucking race car! Okay, I'm just joking. I know there's some whack shit on this list, but nobody has gone crazy to that point. Not yet, at least. Just kidding, they totally had a fucking race car as their collector's edition, haha! Yep, that's right. Yeah, as I said, this one isn't necessarily a bad one. You get a race car, but it's just insane to think the people behind this whole thing agreed with it. For just the low price of $100,089, you can get a field trip to the BAC factory to have the race car customized to better suit your size. Don't get me wrong, I get wanting to have your collector's edition fit the theme of your game, but seriously? You couldn't have settled just with a little Hot Wheels model of the car, you just had to go the fucking route of selling an entire race car. I haven't yet been able to find any information on people who have bought this collector's edition, but I'm really curious. If you bought this, please tell me, was it worth the price? I really want to know. Well, that about wraps this video up. As I said in the beginning, companies will definitely continue to make these same mistakes made on the list, so we'll have no shortage of completely insane additions to come in the future. But hey, you can't fuck up as much as leaking customers' info, so how bad is it really? Well, as always, my name is Henry, and thank you for watching, and also please subscribe. I'm currently living in the woods and I have befriended wolves, but I think they are starting to notice the fact that I'm not an actual wolf. Please send help, I need the ad revenue.